welcome to another episode of HDFC Life Presents Life Sessions, partnered by ET Now. Today, we're focusing on one of the most fundamental needs of every individual: protection in the face of unforeseen circumstances. In today's India, millions of dreams are being realized every day through home loans, education loans, and business loans alike. But while aspirations grow, so do responsibilities. So what happens if the unforeseen occurs? And who ensures that our loved ones are not left behind to shoulder liabilities and financial burdens? Well, that's where protection plays a pivotal role. Life insurance acts as a safeguard, ensuring that dreams continue and families remain financially secure, even in the face of uncertainties. And to do a bit more of a deep dive on the subject, we're joined by our esteemed panelist, Mr. Subhajit Roy, Head Third-Party Products and NRI Business, Bandhan Bank, and Mr. Saurav Raja, Head Key Alliances, Banks, NBFCs and MFIs, HDFC Life. Gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us in studio.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Excellent. Well, Subhajit, if I could kick off the conversation with you. When we think about loans, right, another word for loans might be dream enablers, whether it be a business loan, an education loan, a home loan. All of that generally takes us one step closer to making our dreams materialize. But in the lending process that I've just described, what role does protection play? Protection in the event of the unforeseen, or in other words, life insurance?
That's a great question. And the way I'm going to take it ahead is that India is changing, right? And India, if you look at both the lenses, India and Bharat, both
Right.
lenses, if you look at,
Right?
it's changing, aspiration is changing. And it's not a generational aspiration, overall aspiration level is changing. And Indian citizens, they are not shying away from taking loans.
Sure.
Now, there could be two components. One is your secured lending side. That means your higher ticket size comes, housing loan, vehicle loan, that way. And there is another strata which is coming towards your unsecured lending, which starts from your personal loan, which sometimes come into a short-term business loan also.
Absolutely.
And there is a bottom of the pyramid, that is your micro banking loan.
Sure.
So in all these cases, what has been observed by the industry is that aspiration, planning, wealth planning, these things are okay. But until and unless you are having adequate protection towards that. Suppose somebody is looking at from a very humble family background, we're looking at your daughter is going for overseas studies.
Right?
That's a brilliant dream to take off. But one thing you need to keep in mind, that until and unless you are protecting that dream with an insurance plan, it can crash badly.
Right.
And it's not going to impact you, it's going to impact your future. Your family is going to get impacted. And in insurance, if you look at overall, the moment of truth comes when we see the claim settlement happens.
Right.
And over the years, in my experience in more than 2.5 decades in BFSI segment, I have seen customers come and bless insurance company, customers come and bless banks towards protecting their particular dream.
Sure.
Now,
So that a dream essentially doesn't become a financial burden on the family in the absence of that dream bearer.
absolutely. And in that particular process, what is important, that credit life or protection, the way we term it, is a bedrock of that particular product line, because it's customer centricity when you talk about.
Right.
The products, what has been designed for customer centricity, is upright in this particular portfolio because it's a low cost, number one.
Sure.
Number two is that it's the way the group platform is created, you are exempted from underwriting, both financial underwriting as well as your medical underwriting. That makes a huge difference in their life. And continuity of this, because when we have seen that upscale is happening, customer who is coming from a small 50,000 loan, subsequently becoming a good business customer and becoming a 5 lakh loan. Tomorrow he is going to buy a house for a 10 lakh, 15 lakhs.
Right.
So that is making a upgradation towards the journey towards the aspiration, and insurance component protecting that asset is also going to make a difference.
Sure.
Overall, if you look at India is underpenetrated in terms of the life
Severely,
insurance.
sir. Yes.
And GDP terms, if you look at 3.5, 3.5 or 3.8%, it has moved. It is way below the global average. But having said that, on another angle, if you look at globally, the way we are positioning our GDP ranking, and we are aspiring to be number 3, number 2 in coming days.
Sure.
I think that's not moving in the right direction. So that protection, I'm not talking about the consumer side only,
Yeah, understood.
on the employee side.
Right.
So that makes a situation that customer having a low cost product which is going to play on pure on protection is having a great future ahead.
Yeah. So Subhajit, the case that you seem to be making is that life insurance doesn't belong as strictly a part of the lending journey or lending process alone, but rather a part of every individual's financial portfolio to begin with.
Absolutely. And if you look at, we keep talking about wealth management. When somebody is starting his career, is starting his journey towards professional life, covering the health insurance, covering the protection in terms of a term insurance, then going for SIP, then building up the portfolio in different asset classes, that way journey should component.
Sure.
So again, I'm coming back to the core point, bedrock of the customer journey towards wealth creation is insurance.
Well, Saurav, I think Subhajit has essentially set the stage for us. So I want to switch gears a bit and talk about bancassurance, right? And more specifically, the extent to which banks act as an effective distribution or channel partner for insurance providers to make that whole culture of protection more seamless and widespread.
Absolutely. I think in fact, if you look at the current financial space,
right?
Banks are emerging as a one-shop destination for anything that you need.
Sure.
And the journey starts from the time you're born, right? It starts from the day you're born. You can typically try to get an account and try to kind of create a SIP. So this association that typically customers have is association that is from generations and generations getting passed to the bank in terms of managing the entire cash flows, the entire liability flows,
right,
and also the wealth creation businesses. So now, if you look at the potential across and the responsibility that banks carry today, I think for every customer, this becomes very extremely important. To kind of have a kind of a touch point where he gets a holistic solution.
Exactly.
Okay, and wherein banks play a major role, because when you talk about banks, when you think about banks, they're able to give you a vast spectrum of solutions on the financial aspects.
Right.
Now, coming to the role that bank will have in this protection inclusion is extremely critical, because while we are here for transactions, which is core to banking, it is also important to look at the financial wellness of the customer. And banks typically are able to create that environment where there is a trust, okay, and there is a huge reach.
Right.
So the reach that banks have today, and if you look at the kind of branches the banks have and the brick and mortar setup they have,
right,
I think today we are talking of more than 1.7 lakh branches in the country, and it's growing rapidly. So every month, every day, there are more customers getting acquired and more branches getting opened. So if you look at this entire distribution strength that we have on the banks, it's humongous. So we as insurance manufacturers, it's very important that we are there in the space and we partner with the banks,
right,
and we ensure that we're able to give the right solution to the customers out there. And just not a protection which is against the liability, okay, it is also something that we can create for the customer which is beyond that, which could be a pure life cover, which could be a annuity, which could be anything, right? So the spectrum is huge. And most important, as Subhajit just mentioned, that the bedrock of every financial planning is protection, right? So you begin from there.
Right.
Even if you look at a managed portfolio, the penetration on life insurance is sub 10%, okay, even for the best of banks. So there's a huge potential there. And I think we need to partner, work jointly on that aspiration and that objective that we need to have more and more coverage. and increase the the distribution and also the attachment, and really look to enable the customer have a very holistic financial solution.
Sure.
Okay,
Yes.
overall.
Yes.
So that's how I feel that banks will keep having a very important role going forward also, and we will partner with all our banks, bancassurance partners, and take it ahead.
Sure. And I think you've summarized it well in that the scope that remains unexplored is frankly staggering. And perhaps what has yet to come up in the conversation is the urban-rural divide that exists in the context of, the insurance, or essentially life insurance penetration nationwide. And I want to come to you with that next question, Subhajit, all right? Because essentially, if we look at Bandhan Bank, they have a strong foothold in East India, right? So you're essentially at the helm of all the conversations that surround the myths or the lack of awareness vis-a-vis life insurance. How do you attempt to dispel some of that? How do you attempt to essentially hit home with the message that life insurance can act as a seamless extension of your banking portfolio of products and services, and something that everyone must have?
Let me first clarify that we have recently completed our 10 years journey.
Right.
At Bandhan Bank. And although we have started our journey from East, and today we are present 35 out of 36
the growth story has been remarkable. Yes, sir.
UTs, Union Territories. This kind of customer awareness and outreach program should continue, and we are working towards that along with our partners in this particular business.
So Subhajit sir, how, for example, do you ensure that Credit Protect, for example, is not simply a product but essentially an avenue to safeguard your dreams, right? How do you ensure that? How do you essentially dispel that message with the masses?
It is all about how you are positioning the product in customer portfolio and journey. So this particular protection, if you look at the way we are embedding in the entire conversation, awareness, and the journey, is making a difference, because I call it a 5P journey, because your from your product, your process, your people, then you are coming how you are promoting it. So promotion comes here, and finally partnership. That entire gamut is making a difference. Today, lending is not limited to a high-ticket housing loan or a very low-ticket kind of micro-banking loan.
Right.
It's having an opportunity on the consumer lending side also. And there is a possibility of designing a product like a sachet insurance, because that consumer lending durability is quite low. And it's a very low-ticket kind of protection can be provided there.
Right.
The line, what you call it, is Sahaj Bima, how simply we can reach to our customers with this kind of product, with simplified process where customer is also having a journey towards it. It's a presence in the customer digital journey and taking ahead with customer participation.
Sure.
Customer participation is very important, and need to understand in today's tier 2, tier 3, tier 4 cities. In India, they know how to do a SIP. Even ahead, they know how to take a position in a derivative.
Sure.
So awareness is there. So how you are creating that moment for the customer to understand.
Right.
So if we don't provide to a customer a protection at the time of asset journey,
yes,
customer most of the time comes back and asks for it.
Right.
That if I am not protected, then what is going to happen? So India 10 years back and India today has made that advancement. But having said that, one particular aspect which is a little bit deterrent last 1 year, what I've seen for overall insurance aspect is a insurance provided to microbanking customer at the industry level, because the overall deterioration of the asset quality, the contraction happened in the entire industry portfolio.
Sure.
Plus the mortality, the way it has been acted towards underwriting this. I understand overall industry top 4 insurers, the overall degrowth is almost about 20-25%. So we need to rethink. We have to rehash this particular story, because customer, when A lot of guardrails, different lenders are coming up. How a simplified product is coming with different guardrails and taking it with a simplified journey.
Fair
I think
enough.
that makes a difference.
Fair enough, sir. Thank you, Subhajit. And since you brought up simplified products, I want to do a bit more of a deep dive with you, Saurav, on Credit Protect in particular. Because if you look at today's consumers, they've got aspirations on the one hand, but it's a fine line between aspirations and financial obligations. And for a product to succeed, perhaps, it needs to essentially understand both philosophies well. So how do you believe that Credit Protect as a product caters to both of those sentiments?
Absolutely, Pooja. In fact, if you look at the new consumer behavior, there is a huge demand for asset. Okay, so there are dreams, and these dreams are important, and the choices are many.
And the remarkable thing perhaps about insurance is that it becomes an asset from day one,
Yes.
correct?
Yes, absolutely, absolutely. So what happens is that when you are approaching a financial institution for a loan,
Right.
okay, and you have a plan, you have a dream, okay, and that aspiration is only met through a loan that you're taking in most of the cases, because creating a wealth takes time. So if you have a business requirement, if you have something to do with your immediate requirements, there is obviously a loan that an individual consumer takes. It could be a personal loan, it could be a housing loan, it could be a vehicle loan, or it could be a small business loan or a big business loan. So when you are taking a loan, it is very important that you cover that loan.
Right.
Okay, because your dreams cannot become a liability for your family.
Right.
For any unforeseen event which happens to the loan taker, it is very important that the family does not suffer.
Yes.
And that is where the Credit Protect has a very important play. And as banks, as insurance companies, our objective is to ensure that we create this awareness in the minds of customer that when you are taking a loan,
Right.
it is very important to protect the loan.
Right.
So that you are completely at peace, your family is at peace, and at no point in time there is a discontinuation of income,
Sure.
or there is a knee jerk to
Right.
your financial journey.
Right.
So Credit Protect has come as a very important, I'll say a bundle product around any asset that you are distributing.
Yes.
And for that reason, I think it is very important for us to create a environment where our own people on the distribution side, they are able to have a convincing reason why this is something that is must have for the customer.
Yes.
So we are working and we are kind of partnering that journey along with all our bancassurance partners. And we are seeing a very good response and a very good acceptance from customers, because I think there is a lot of awareness today, of this product. And we have also ensured that this product is a seamless product in most cases. And it happens as if it is a uniform journey along with the loan that he or she is taking.
Right.
So it has come up as a bundle product in most of the cases. And this is actually helping the customer and also kind of creating in a kind of a product class, which is huge in the industry today. Right. So while we have retail loans and retail protection, we also have retail distribution of insurance business. But I think this Credit Protect business is becoming very, very prominent across all institutions, whether it is banks, NBFCs, and I think insurance has a large role to play here.
Well, Saurav, it's very heartening to hear that. And I completely agree with you in that while awareness is on the rise, it becomes important to reinforce and connect the dots between awareness and action. Right? So speaking of which, and I'll pose my last question to the both of you, starting with you, Subhajit. If we look at the amount of effort that goes into building wealth, if only we'd put a fraction of that effort into protecting that wealth, right? I think we'd all be better off. So how do you believe that banks and insurance providers can better work in tandem to essentially make that vision a reality?
I think I'll go back to the core point that there is an immense correlation between insurance and wealth creation.
Right.
A young guy who is starting his career at 25 years of age can buy a 1 crore or 2 crore life insurance at a very nominal price.
Right.
And technically, he has to continue till the time he's saying that he is reaching to that particular corpus.
Sure.
Or multiple of that in coming 10 years, 20 years, 30 years
right.
to protect his dreams and taking care of the family.
Right.
So with that particular thought process, the way bancassurance model has evolved in the industry, our primary objective is to take care of the customer centricity, understand the customer need, affordability, and plug in a right kind of solution to the customer.
Sure.
And during that particular solutioning, what we understood in recent time is that customer behavior is also changing very fast. If you look at the young age population, they are not shying away from taking loan. So it is not only taking a longer term 20 years housing loan call, it could be a short duration 1.5 years for a vacation planning.
And perhaps ease of the customer journey has a huge role to play there, perhaps, right? They want something simple, instant, and it shouldn't be a demystification effort.
You're absolutely right. So once we talk about a vacation planning, and for that purpose somebody is taking a loan or personal loan, embedding that particular journey with the choice of the customer for the protection is giving his fulfillment towards his dream Switzerland trip, also ensuring that if anything happens, eventuality, God forbid, that is going to get protected. I think that makes a huge difference. Other than this particular area, I keep believing this protection is the fundamental of insurance, because in India still we look at insurance plus investment in especially on life insurance segment. Yes, you will be having customer life stage wise different kind of segmentation, and then you will be embedding with a pure play investment customer into a ULIP kind of story. You will be able to provide a customer with a early stage of creating an annuity plan for the retirement ages. But everything starts with a basic protection, because if you are not there, if you consider a earning person as a ATM, and if you are protecting that ATM, how much you are going to shelling out for this, that's important. Easy to understand product, small amount, and if it is embedded with the ease of digital journey, and customer is going to get his dream fulfilled plus insurance protection, I think that makes a lot of sense.
And thank you for breaking it down in such easy to relate to everyday anecdotes. And I'll give you the last word, Saurav, given that you've mentioned earlier in the conversation that dreams and liabilities can become, two sides of the same coin. That said, how can insurance providers and banks essentially better connect the dots, when it comes to life insurance being a dream to making dreams come true?
Yeah, I mean, it is a continuous journey for us along with all our partners. And as I mentioned earlier, and Subhajit also kind of mentioned in his talk, that there's a huge potential. Okay, India is underinsured. Okay, the penetration is still very low. We have a lot of work in hand. So we are jointly working with all our partners. Okay, one is awareness. Second is how do we really price it well? How do we make the journey simple? And how do we keep reinforcing? Okay, these are things that we keep doing continuously. And we are seeing a lot of results. Every year we are seeing more and more growth in whatever we are doing in terms of the reach, in terms of the distribution, in terms of the depth of distribution.
And the messaging.
Okay, so and sessions like this is really helping us to kind of reach out. So this is an ongoing journey, a continuous journey, and we are very thankful for all our partners to kind of partner with us in this incredible journey. And this is a responsibility we carry, okay, and together, jointly. So we work towards it, and I think going forward, we will have more and more inclusions, and we will have more, products which can really reach out well and have a simplified solution at the right price. Okay, that is how the journey will continue.
Well, excellent. Gentlemen, thank you for sharing such a rich range of insights from your personal and professional journeys alike. I believe that the sector is in good hands. And with that, we wish you and your teams all the continued success.
Thank you, Pooja. Thank you.
Well, as we've heard today, loans may enable dreams, but it's protection that secures them. Products like Credit Protect ensure that aspirations don't turn into financial stress for families, even in the wake of life's uncertainties. Our discussion reinforced that banks and insurers are not just financial institutions, but partners in safeguarding customers' futures. By building awareness, trust, and simple yet powerful solutions, they are making financial protection an integral part of India's growth story. A big thank you to our panelists once again, Mr. Subhajit Roy and Mr. Saurav Raja, for their valuable insights. And thank you to our viewers for joining us on this episode of HDFC Life Presents Life Sessions, partnered by ET Now. Until next time, stay secure, stay protected.